Perfect, 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 perfect.
Hey, yo, what up, everybody? It is Wednesday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's your boys here to talk about some BKFC, and tonight, BKFC Ice Wars. It's the Mike and Mish show. What up, Mike?
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back. Another Wednesday night. Very unlikely show because normally we don't do a show when we go on the road, but tonight's different.
Tonight is different. As you all know, we head to New Jersey tomorrow for the massive BKFC 82 event. We heard some news about that event, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But we're going to usually, like Mike said, on a night that we're going to be traveling tomorrow, we usually take the night off, but not tonight because we got two big names coming on the show in just a few minutes here. Two twin brothers that are the biggest rising stars in the BKFC Ice Wars roster. The Laporte twins will be on the show just momentarily. But Mike, before we do our sponsor read, before we bring on the Laportes, we got to talk about BKFC 82 lost another fight, bro. It didn't lose a fight. It lost a fighter. One of the ones that we were really, really excited to see fight the answer, Frankie Edgar, was cool enough to come on our show last week. It was such an honor to talk to him. He was excited to fight Jimmy Rivera. Well, we've heard from many fighters throughout the BKFC that the New Jersey commission is very strict, very hard commission. And word came out today that Frankie Edgar was not cleared by the athletic commission due to medicals. I don't know what. We don't have any idea. Or I mean, maybe it's out somewhere, but Mike and I have not been told what the reason was. But Frankie Edgar will not be fighting Jimmy Rivera. He is being replaced by Timmy Mason, who is a bad boy in himself. He's a knockout artist.
Montana boy.
That sucks, dude, right?
Yeah. It sucks really bad. I was so excited. I started thinking to myself, like, that episode we did, Johnny Garbarino and Frankie Edgar were both on the show, and neither one of them are fighting on the card anymore. God, that is the worst. I hate that. When that happens, it's the worst.
Listen, Mike, thankfully for us, Johnny was already out of his fight before that episode.
Yeah. You can't
because if we did that episode and Johnny and Frankie both pulled out, they would have been calling it the curse of the Mike and Mish show, and we wouldn't be getting anybody this close to a fight anymore.
Nobody wants to come on anymore because they're afraid they're going to get hurt before a fight, or the commission's going to say, "No way, you can't fight." That's a bummer, man. Super bummer. Feldman was on Ariel today. He talked about that amongst many other things. Many other things.
And we'll talk about those after we talk to our guests tonight. But one other thing that we did here today that we're excited about is that a guy that we strive to be in this industry, this podcast, this combat sports podcast industry that we're in. When Mike and I first started following combat sport, well, we started following combat sports way before it was like super mainstream, but Ariel Helwani was the guy that got us listening to MMA podcasts, right? It was Ariel. Yeah. And Ariel Helwani is the pinnacle of MMA combat sports talk. And we found out that he's going to be there this weekend. So that's going to be super cool. Mike and I are going to try to get to meet. Let's go, boy. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's fucking super awesome news that we heard he's going to be there, right? What do you think about that?
Listen, that's going to be insane to have David Feldman, right? Who is an icon here in bare knuckle. He is the guy. He is the man. He is the founder, the CEO. They're going to have the newest owner, and there's going to be another owner after they announced they're going to have somebody buying into to be the majority stake holder in BKFC. But not that guy. Another guy who we all know as the notorious Conor McGregor is going to be there. And then Ariel Helwani is going to be sitting right next to them at the ring. When we started covering this sport in 2020 no way. These people were not showing their faces at these events. Now, everybody wants to be a part of it. That's what I love about this. It is blowing up.
Everyone wants to get in our slacks.
Yeah. Stay out of my slacks, dog.
Nah. So, hey, That is awesome news. Really cool shit. And we're going to bring on our guests in a second here. But before we do, I do want to say happy birthday to Large Benjamin's wife, Jen.
Oh, Large Benjamin's wife.
Yeah. Big Ben is a pain in our ass constantly, but we do love his wife, Jen. So happy birthday to you, Jen. I would not wish your husband a happy birthday on this show, but for fuck's sake, we do love you. You put up with him more than we do, and we appreciate that, birthday girl. Happy birthday. And shout out to our sponsor, Full Blast Clothing. Get over to www.fullblastclothing.com, a clothing brand for the fighters and the fans. Hold nothing back and give it all you got in the ring. Give it all you got in life. Full Blast Clothing. Go follow them on Instagram at Full Blast Clothing on Instagram as well. There, look at that shirt that Mike's holding up, that hoodie right there.
Nice
the shirts are super
hoodie.
comfortable. Go buy some of their stuff and tell them Mike and Mish sent you. Mike, why don't we bring on the Laporte brothers? Nick, before we bring you two on, you're looking a little sideways there. I don't know if you could do something with your camera.
He's defying gravity, as I can see.
There it is. That's better. You look good. Mike,
Hey,
why don't you go ahead and bring the boys on?
Hey, when we come back, we'll be joined by the Laporte twins. Let's go.
Aren't they doing like a whole fight league where they like a hockey fight thing?
Bare knuckle. There's bare knuckle ice fights, dude.
Of course they did. Of course they did.
There they are. Welcome to you boys, the Laporte twins, Bodybag and the gorgeous one. Thank you for coming on the show, Nick and Will. How are you doing?
Doing well, thanks. Thanks for having us here tonight.
Yeah, nice to meet you guys. Appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely.
Thanks for being on.
Let me tell you, let me start off by saying this. We've been covering the BKFC for 5 years now. We've been going to all these events. And when BKFC Ice Wars started getting talked about, I believe it was back in Knuckle Mania this year in Philadelphia. We were talking to the owner of Ice Wars, and we were talking to a guy who has not stopped talking about you two since we started talking to him about this. And his name is Kevin Smith. Do you guys know who Kevin Smith is?
Yep, I do. Big fan of Kevin.
I think.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, one of my favorite guys in the industry there. He's been great to us. Really like hanging around him, getting to know a lot of stuff about the BKFC and fighters and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been nice to meet him. And
I got a gift.
On our side.
I got a Shorzy gift for him too that I'm going to bring him to the Ice Wars event. It's the official beer of Shorzy and Letterkenny, so I got that for him.
Love that.
Oh,
yeah.
sweet.
If he's watching, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think he's what they call smitten by you two boys. I don't know.
Yes, he is.
So hey,
sure
welcome.
is.
I gotta say, dude, welcome to the show. We have been massively entertained by the first couple BKFC Ice Wars events. This one is going to be a little bit different, and I'm glad that you two were both willing to come on here and talk about the future for you two and BKFC Ice Wars, because not only are they're bringing it to a massive arena, home of the Florida Panthers. You guys are dropping the gloves finally. It's going to be a real bare knuckle event, and you're not on that synthetic ice anymore, which I've talked to a few people, and the footing on the synthetic ice is a pain in the ass at times. Real ice, no gloves. This is the closest thing to a real bare knuckle hockey fight as they've had so far since they've kicked it off. Let me ask you your guys' thoughts about the changes that they made for this event. I'll start with you, Will. Go ahead.
Yeah, so for me, a big thing was the synthetic ice. As you said, it's a lot more difficult to not only like stand on, but move around on too. And it's a lot more injury prone. The first event I had in Michigan there, I actually ended up tearing my meniscus. So to be back on real ice, something we've been tuned to our whole lives, it's going to be, I think, an advantage for guys that have played hockey their whole lives. As for the no gloves, I think it's going to be a lot more entertaining for the fans. And me personally, I'm really looking forward to it because just like you said, this is as real as it gets here. So we're going to see a lot more action, a lot more knockouts. So I'm I'm stoked for it.
Your thoughts, Nick?
Yeah, I think especially now with the partnership with BKFC, it only made sense that we, do these events with no gloves. I know that was a big complaint with a lot of the fans that were tuning into the first few events. They mentioned that in the synthetic; those were the number one, two complaints that they had. So, getting both of those wrinkles ironed out right away and into an NHL arena like this is going to be just awesome for the fans. And yeah, we can't wait to put on a show October 10th. We're excited.
Do you guys start off with the gloves on and have to like do the whole thing, come and then throw the gloves off and start punching each other? You have helmets on. I mean, are you gonna be punching helmets? What's going on with that?
Yeah, so we're actually, I think we just like BKFC will have the same kind of taping, so you'll get two fingers short of the knuckles, and then we'll go out there like that, no gloves. But they've modified the helmets because there was a lot of talk about guys breaking hands, especially if we're doing like
Yeah.
three rounds, right? Like you see a lot of injuries even with one round in hockey fights. So the helmets have been modified. You guys will see those on October 10th. It's basically the shape of a hockey helmet, but it's going to be kind of like a foam setup. So just a lot easier on the fighter's hands. So we're grateful for those changes.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's pretty intriguing. I'm curious to see what that's gonna look like. Because yeah, I'm thinking like you're throwing the gloves off, great. Now you're gonna be punching. People are gonna be ducking their heads, and you're punching right into a helmet. That can't feel too good. I mean, it's probably not gonna feel good anyways, but
Can I ask you guys something about the rules real quick? And we've had Ian Heinisch on here. We had Charles Rosa. We had the Spaz on here. I noticed, and I don't remember which one of your two fights, but are you guys allowed to, when you guys got a grip on the other person's jersey? It might have been you, Will. The dude would not let go of your jersey, and I feel like you punched down on his arm. Do you remember doing that?
Yeah, that was my last fight in Edmonton against AJ Schlepp.
Are you allowed to do that?
I think you are, yeah.
I think he got away with it, so.
Yeah, so basically the reasoning behind that too is he's 6'8" on his skates. He's almost 7 feet. So it's the first time I've actually ever had to punch up or somebody's had a longer reach than me. So, when he's got you fully extended like that, right? The only thing you can do is try and break that arm down, right? So he lets go, or you can, get in a little bit closer on him. So you just kind of do whatever you can do to get inside a little bit so you're able to, connect with those punches.
Get your demeanor. Can I ask you guys, like, we've seen Nick on Shoresy as Gorgeous Gord over there, often offering fresh lobsters to the opponents before Nick, are you gonna ever offer a fresh lobster to one of your opponents in the Ice Wars or what?
I've thought about it. Yeah, I've got some tricks up my sleeve for the next few fights, but yeah, nothing in the immediate fight coming up here. It's all business.
That shit is hilarious. Okay, now you seem like a really nice guy here and on the show. Will, you're not on Shoresy. I don't know. Would you be playing a gentleman like your brother if you were on there, or
no?
Because you seem like maybe a little more of a fucking stone cold killer with a name like Bodybag as well.
Yeah, you might see me as like an ex-con or something on that show, but yeah, no, definitely not like that. I don't even know if I could do the acting thing, to be honest. Even if they did offer me a role, acting and like the whole live stuff's not really my thing. Nick and I were FaceTiming before this tonight, and I was telling him, I'm more nervous for this than I am for my fights. So acting, probably not.
No, man, this kind of shit here, especially with us on this show, nothing's ever scripted. We're just letting you know that like we fucking pretty much say what we say when we say it. And and we give you guys free reign to be uncensored and say whatever the hell you want on here. And with that, I'll transition right into a question for you, Will.
Yeah.
Justice Smoke. What is the beef that you have with him? Because he pulled out of a fight.
Is that guy?
Yeah, who the fuck is that? I want to know who he is to you and why so badly did you want to slap him in his mouth when you saw him in Florida?
Yeah, to me, he's a peasant. I mean, he's someone I would call to shovel my driveway, But basically, with him, there was a post online. I think it was on Ryan Snowbeck's post or something, and one of his little teammates there, Cameron Prouty, the human speed bag Make-A-Wish guy, he commented something about calling out a fighter, and I basically said, in a respectful way, actually, at the start, I basically just told him, like, listen, buddy, you got dusted twice, you're 0-2, and now you're trying to make call outs. I said, you're not in any position to be making call outs like that. And then Smoke commented something back, him and his dad or whatever, and then they deleted the comments. But basically what he said was, oh, you were trying to quit your fight against AJ Schlepp, blah, blah, blah. I had to talk you into to keep fighting, which is a complete fucking lie. If you watch the video of my fight, I literally swat the doctor away from me twice, tell him to get the fuck out of my face so I can get back in there and fight. So basically, yeah, once he pulled out of his fight, I know he's been a fraud since we joined this whole league, right? So I've been waiting to call him out for a long time, and this was the perfect opportunity. He sent me some personal messages after I posted that video, basically saying like, oh, you need a camera to be tough, I'll fight you, blah, blah, blah. And I mean, the truth of it is, if I ever see that guy on the street, I'd be worried that I take his life. So if we do schedule a fight together, which like I said, there's probably a 0% chance he would ever accept that fight, but that would be like Christmas for me, and that's a free win. So I'm going to call him out when we get on the big stage in Florida, and my guess is you'll never see him back in the BKFC Ice Wars.
Whew. Take his life, Mike.
This is true love.
That's the body bag.
If I've ever seen
I love
I've
that.
never seen true love. This is it right here. I would love to see you guys fight just from that alone. That's enough to sell me a ticket. I would buy at least 4. I need to see that fight right now. That's the best part, right? I don't know. It's about the story. I just love listening to the story. And when you're going to see a fight and you know two people just really don't like each other, it just makes it that much better. You know, I always like to watch people punch each other in the face, you know, but when they don't like each other, it's just so much better.
Yeah, it's just a lot more entertaining when you know like there's actually bad blood involved, right? So it's one thing to go to a fight, you know, you fight this guy, you might talk to him before the event. But when you actually have a hate on for a guy and you get in that ring, it is like I said, you just see red and you're only thinking one thing: you're gonna put this guy down like a dog.
Oh yeah.
Your opponent's coming up on October 10th, though. Nick, I believe you're in the main event, correct?
Yep.
Okay. There's no bad. Is there any bad blood between the two guys that you guys will be throwing down with on October 10th, or is this gentleman's sport here? We're just gonna kick the shit out of each other for the entertainment of the crowd, and then you'll move on to somebody that you hate.
Crack a few beers afterwards.
Yeah.
Yeah, so my guy actually doesn't even speak English. I found that out recently because I put a post up about something like winner take all for our purse kind of thing, just trying to, sell some more tickets and whatever. And then I was actually talking to John Marassi today, and he says, I meant to tell you there, Laffy doesn't even speak English, so he wouldn't even know what you're talking about. So no, there's no bad blood there. I was offered a few different opponents. I felt like he was the toughest one, so I accepted the fight, and obviously, I want to fight the toughest guys that come along. All the way to the top until I have the belt. So that's, for me, this is going to be a good test. The guy's got, 400 or 500 fights. He's 6'2", 240 or 250. So I'm just looking forward to getting in there and fucking putting on a show. It's going to be a good one.
He has 400 or 500 hockey fights.
That's right. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
just a couple. Just a couple fights.
And I mean, like I said, right, I've been out of hockey since 2013. So my first fight back was in June on the synthetic ice, right? So you're talking about, 400, 500 fights to, I think even when I was playing, I maybe had 15 fights total. So obviously experience is a big thing going into it. But like I said, I've trained appropriately for it. I'm ready to go. And I'm like, you guys are going to see a good main event.
That shit is crazy. The numbers like that blow my mind. Like, we're New England kids, right? So like we're Bruins guys, and I'm a huge Sean Thornton fan. Like, I always loved Sean Thornton his whole time with the Bruins, because he was that guy that would hop on the ice, and he was I don't want to call him the goon, but he was their guy. He was the guy who would fuck up whoever needs to be fucked up on the other team. And it was like, I don't know, what, a dozen years ago, somebody on the Penguins cheap shotted one of the Bruins from, like, cross-checked him from behind, and he went face first into the ice. And after the game, Sean Thornton said, next time we play them, that kid is not going to last 4 seconds on the ice. I'm going to fucking end him, right? And when they built up to the next time the Bruins were playing the Penguins, the Sports Center did like a tail of the tape of him, and I can't remember the kid's name.
Was it Matt Cook?
Wait,
Might have been Matt Cook. It was like 276 fights for Sean Thornton to like 7 for the other kid. And it was like, this is going to be bad news for whoever it was. I don't remember who it was, but he had like minimal fights and he was about to fucking run into Sean Thornton in that game. And he did. As soon as he stepped on the ice, he hopped on. And after the game, Thornton had admitted it was the first time he ever went down to the ice to continue hitting somebody in his entire career.
Savage.
Yeah, I loved it. So that was my fucking spiel about that. Now you guys were just talking about your time on the ice. You said you maybe had 15. How about you, Will? Were you a big fighter back when you were playing hockey?
In our early stages, I mean, not really, right? Like Nick and I, like we said, we I don't know if you guys knew this, but we played house league hockey till we were, I don't know, 19 or 20 years old, and then we jumped right into junior A. We're kind of smaller builds, obviously, at this time too. I think when our first season, I don't know if I was 175 pounds, and then we went on to play some semi-pro in the States, and then we signed in Denver, Colorado, and the CHL with the Cutthroats. So at that point, I think we were, I don't know, 180 pounds, maybe 185. We were bone racks, right? So I never actually got to play a regular season game with them, but we had a couple of fights there. And then basically from that point on, a couple of years in the Federal League, I think my first year I had 21 games, 27 fights. 27 games, 21 fights, I believe. And then, yeah, from there, it kind of was the role for us. Ended up playing some hockey overseas in Sweden for a bit too. So obviously you got to tone things down over there. My first game, I kind of took a run at a guy. He went flying about 10 feet. I got suspended for 10 games. So it's a much different style of play over there. So the fighting was kind of obsolete there, but.
really? I didn't know that. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's a lot
things now.
for sure. Great skill, lots of speed and lots of skill, but yeah, it's not even close to North American hockey style.
They don't have that bloodlust, right?
No.
So you said you guys were 185 pounds when you were playing back then. Now, yeah. What do you like? Do you do weigh-ins? Like, there's weight classes, right? For Ice Wars. I'm sorry for being ignorant on this, but like, are the weight classes the same as BKFC? Is there like a 205 division, and then anything above 205 is heavyweight? Like, what are the weight classes, and what are your weight classes?
Yeah, so our weight class is heavyweight, and so far how we have it is like 200 plus pounds is considered heavy, and I think 245 and up is supposed to be super heavy, and then I think all the lower ones kind of follow the BKFC. Okay. Minus that they have that 205, is that like a catch weight, or what do they have there in BKFC?
So 205 in the BKFC is considered cruiserweight. Yeah. Okay. And then anything above 205 is heavyweight, or actually above 206 because you get that 1 pound allowance. But
I have it here, whether this is correct or not, I hope, but this is what I'm getting. Lightweight fighters under 150. Middleweight is fighters between I would imagine 151 to 175. Cruiserweight 170. It says 175, but they're overlapping. So 176 to 200, and heavyweight is anyone over 200.
Yeah. So that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. So there's 4 weight classes.
And I think, like I said, sorry, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, I was just going to say, as for the weight thing, before we started doing the fighting thing, I would walk around at usually 240, 245. But since we started doing this, it's a little bit more advantage to be quicker and have more stamina. So I think we're both around the same weight right now, but around 230, 225-ish.
Yeah, I'm like 220 right now, yeah.
Well, you guys are definitely fucking killers, man. I enjoyed your first couple fights. And you guys made history last time with the BKFC in that last event, right? I think it was the 10th.
Yeah.
Are you guys identical or are you just twins?
No, we're fraternal.
Fraternal. Okay. I can't tell because you do look a lot alike. So, I mean, that makes sense. What I was going to say is, like, you not only were the 10th ever twins to fight on the same professional fight card, were you the first set of twins to both get knockouts on the same card? Did you guys find that out?
Well, so I think we were awarded TKOs technically for what we had. I think that has potentially been done before by a set of twins. It would have been history if we would have got 2 actual knockouts, like 2 KOs. So that's what we're aiming for October 10th.
There you go. Something
Yeah,
to
some
strive
history.
for.
Yeah, the beauty of it is we're gonna have as many chances as we want to do it. So hopefully we'll get it done in the next few though, and we can enter name it in the history books.
What are training camps like? Do you guys live near each other, and are you training together for these, or are you guys away from? Wait, are you guys in different areas of the world right now, or are you guys training together for this event?
Yeah, so I'm in Ontario. I'm back in North Bay, so about 3 hours north of Toronto. That's where we grew up, North Bay. We moved out west, I think, back in 2011, and I came back here, around 2017. Will's stayed out there, so we did about 2.5 weeks together training out there. Rented some ice. Had a couple of other Ice War guys come out with us. But yeah, as far as like the rest of our camp is kind of on our own. We're looking to
Okay.
change that obviously for our next, upcoming fights. There's a few guys that I met locally here that actually played in the NHL. One guy, Jonathan Tremblay, huge guy. He's like 6'3", 250, tough as nails. So we've been doing some training here in the last week. And I think Kevin also mentioned us going down to do some like BKFC training camps in the future just to get our cardio where it needs to be. And, maybe reach out to some guys like Sean Thornton and those kind of guys and do some one-on-one or one-on-two training. So yeah, that's the plan moving forward.
Down in
Is-
Florida.
Yeah.
That would be down there. Okay.
Yeah.
Is Ice Wars the only type of fighting you guys want to do, or are you going to move on to some BKFC? Would you ever entertain that?
Yeah, we spoke with Kevin about doing the crossover to BKFC, obviously, but it's something you don't just jump into. Obviously, that's in my opinion, that's as tough as it gets as far as combat sports. So it would be something that we would have to dedicate 6-8 a year worth of training to before we did it. But absolutely, yeah, it would be something that we both have talked about and would both like to entertain eventually.
Yeah, maybe they do like an Ice Wars crossover where to make it, let's say, fair, right? They just take a couple, maybe 4 people from Ice Wars, you two and 2 other fighters, and you guys fight BKFC. That might even out that first fight, if somebody doesn't have the same level of, you haven't been training for, boxing or MMA or bare knuckle for a long time.
Yeah,
So it's
sure.
understandable,
I was going to say that actually it's a great idea. Like maybe throw it on an undercard or something and, get 2 fights to start things off. And that'd be great. I'd be interested in doing something like that for sure.
Yeah.
Did you guys hear about what David Feldman announced on the Ariel Helwani show today, the Fight Club?
I did, yeah. Wild.
That would be cool. Like being like you guys, your only professional fights on your record are Ice Wars fights, correct?
Yeah.
Undefeated, baby.
Undefeated. So like he was saying that these Fight Club events are going to be small little like warehouse events, and I believe they're going to be held at the ECW arena in Philly. If I'm wrong about that, I'm wrong, but he
said warehouses. So
Yeah.
that would be a perfect place for it.
That would be a perfect
Yeah.
place. Now if they were going to do like a heavyweight episode or a heavyweight event where they're looking for guys with 3 or 4 professional fights on their record, maybe 5, he said what they're going to do is get, I would imagine they're going to want to put like 5 or 6 fights on the event. You know what I mean? So get a dozen fighters all with the same sort of record, kind of getting their foot in the door of professional fighting. And they're literally going to write people's fucking names on a hat. I mean, on a piece of paper, throw them in a hat, and you don't know who you're fighting until they pull the name out of the hat.
Yeah, and you
And he
do it.
said 5 minutes before the fight, he'll pull them out of the hat too. So like you don't know anything. You're in the dark right up until you fight. Basically, that's awesome.
Yeah, you're fighting. You just don't know who and exactly when. So you could watch 4 fights and then it's your time, or you could be the first person called and you're fighting the guy you were just talking to 5 minutes ago. You have no idea.
You probably both don't want to be on the same event, because if you both put your names in that hat and they pull your names, you might have to fucking throw down. I'm sure it wouldn't be the first time that you two brothers have shared a fucking couple bare fists at each other, but you probably don't want to do that professionally, right?
No, we've already been pretty open about that. We're never going to fight each other. If it comes down to it for belts or something, one guy would drop down to the division below or something like that. But I could just see Dave, with the names there in the hat, he'd see us both on the same card and he'd pull us both out together. He'd be like, all right, Laporte, let's go.
Yeah, he wouldn't show anybody the paper. Like, even if it wasn't your name on the paper, he'd pull All right, first one, Will Laporte. It would be like Anthony Mendoza or something like that. He'd be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, Nick Laporte, it's you."
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah, what
Fucking
are the odds? Yeah.
just throw the paper away
Whoa.
real quick. Yeah, that shit is crazy. Um,
Yeah, that'll get a ton of views. Just the title. Twin brothers fight bare knuckle. Like, oh shit, what's this? I would watch it immediately. And you've got me hook, line, sinker right there. I'm watching.
But yeah, as long
It
as I
doesn't look
wouldn't.
like it's ever happened before. I just searched on Google to see if twins have ever fought, and it didn't come up. So I don't see it. You could be a first.
Well, as long as we're not on the same warehouse fights, I'm in. Tell Dave if he wants to call my number anytime, buddy, I'm there.
let's
Hell
go.
yeah.
I believe they've had Siamese twin fights though, Mike, in Thailand on Fight Circus.
Oh, probably. Yes.
If you
Fight
boys
Circus,
don't know what
that's
Fight
the-
Circus is, you should just look that up and spend some time on YouTube. You'll have fun with Fight Circus. Look
Oh,
that
yeah.
up.
I'll check it out.
It's
absolute-
insane.
Send in my resume tonight.
Yeah, there's
Actually,
there's
see,
little
here's the thing.
people. There's 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yep.
I've seen the 3-on-1 stuff. yeah.
Yes, it is. It is exactly where if Ice Wars wasn't its own league, Ice Wars fights would be a good type of fight to put on Fight Circus because every fight is different. They'll spin a wheel and it might say spin moves only. And for that round, they can just do spinning back fists and spinning kicks. And they can spin the wheel and it could say just boxing for the next round or just Muay Thai.
Elbows.
But then the
or-
next, right, then the next fight is a fight in a phone booth because everyone says, hey, they're fighting in a phone booth. Well, they actually put people in a phone booth and they fight each other. That's where combat jujitsu came from. Like they just do all these crazy ass types of bouts. It's wild, real crazy. It's fun. It's a really fun.
It sounds like it.
Yeah, that they get real crazy with it too. Like one time they had like they had two guys in business suits in and they set up like a boardroom in the fucking ring and they had them fight each. It was like they get a little wild sometimes with the shit.
Yeah,
but it is funny.
They get a lot of views with it, or what? It must do pretty well.
They do over there. They would never be able to get away with like 97% of the shit that they do on Fight Circus, like in the United States. But Thailand's the perfect place for it. They'll
they have big names on there too.
Yes, they do. They bring in Matt Brown's been doing a lot of things with them lately. Yep. Rampage has been on a few things, like few cards. It's some wild shit, man. You guys would love it. I want to go back to you two fighting each other for a second. Not necessarily fighting each other, but when you guys do get together and train, you said you only did like 2.5 weeks together this time, but when you do get together and train, are the sparring sessions, do you guys spar each other and do you guys go a little harder with each other because you guys are brothers and you've been, together your whole life and you've probably scrapped a few times and, as all brothers do? Are the training sessions a little different when you two get together as opposed to when you're training with your regular training partners?
Yeah, you want to answer me? Yeah, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, you can. Okay, I was just gonna say, yeah, like I said, we haven't really had much time to train together. Even for the first two events, we didn't really train together at all. My training's been super limited due to injuries. Obviously, I'm dealing with like 3 or 4 right now. So even when he was out in Calgary with us, it was very, very calm, let's say, than it usually is. But for the most part, yeah, it's a little bit more intense, I would say. And then getting back to what you were saying about us fighting each other growing up, I would honestly probably say maybe 500-600 times we've went at it. Broken a million different things in the house, went through windows, doors. Yeah, it was bad growing up, but definitely toughened us up for sure.
Yeah, and I was going to say, yeah, like the sparring is pretty structured when we do it on the ice. We had another of our buddies, Colton Hollywood Hayes, who's fighting October 10th too. We all went pretty hard for our rounds. We would do 3 to 4 or 5 rounds a day on the ice, and you eat a few punches once in a while. A guy's hand slips, and you get a bloody nose or whatever. But for the most part, it was mainly like a conditioning stint for us when we were out there. We would do technical days as well, but yeah, for the most part, we're just trying to get the cardio next level for this kind of thing. So because 3 rounds is quite a while for a hockey fight, right? So I know conditioning was a problem for some of the guys in the first 2 events that we had. It was pretty evident. So something we're trying to work on for this next event here.
All right, we got a question from the audience here. And it comes from Kevin Smith. How many plates of food do you order at a time, boys? I'm assuming there's a story behind this. Who wants to take this one?
I got this one. So every time, well, we saw Kevin at the Michigan event, and every time he'd see us, we would either have 2 extra large pizzas in front of us, or a plate of breakfast where we had pancakes, French toast, fucking like 6 plates of stuff. And he would always come and look at us and he'd say, "Jesus, fuck, you guys eat like this all the time, or what? How do you guys have a 6-pack eating like that?" And so it's kind of been a running joke since. So I figured he'd say something like that. That's hilarious.
So 2 extra large pizzas a piece, or 1 extra large, one for
No,
each of you?
just one. Well, yeah, I think it was Chuck Mindenhall from Yahoo Sports. He ran into us in the food court on the night of the night before the fights, and we were just kind of hungry and couldn't really sleep, so we're sitting down in the food court, and Will's got like an extra large calzone and an extra large pizza, and then I've got an extra large pizza. And of course, him and his buddy walk in, and he looks at us and he goes, "Holy fuck, don't you guys have a fight tomorrow?" And I said, "This is how you get W's, buddy." And we laughed kind of. And
Yes. So you had a
And you both
pizza
came
and
out
a pizza
victorious.
folded in half, right?
that's yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Now, I think it was you, Nick. You were recently down in Florida, right? And you got to hang out with the man himself, Conor McGregor. What the hell? What was that evening like for you? Because we've had the opportunity to be around Conor too, and to say his life and everything around him is like cranked to 11 and fucking high energy and hectic would be an understatement.
Oh, my
There's a
God.
different kind of energy around Conor McGregor. Can you tell us a little bit about watching hockey fights with him, hanging out with the man?
Yeah, so that was actually my first BKFC event. I think it was BKFC 78 down in Hollywood, Florida. Dave told Charlie and Ian and I to come down and watch the event, so we were there. Kevin got me, backstage to watch the fights. They were awesome. I was blown away actually watching it. But yeah, I got to meet Connor and Tito, and got to meet obviously Dave. And they told us, this Ice Wars thing's got legs, and we're gonna blow this fucking thing up for you guys. So just keep doing your thing. And I remember shaking Connor's hand there after we were talking a little bit of fight action and stuff like that. And I told him, I'm gonna knock this guy out October 10th, and my brother and I are gonna run this heavyweight division for the next couple of years. So he fucking loved that, and he says, "All right, I'll be watching." So we got to deliver on that promise.
That is amazing. And Will, you weren't there. You didn't make the trip to Florida.
No, I'm kicking myself about it too because I was up at work. I've had to take a little bit of time off lately. I just had our second daughter, my wife and I.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks a lot. So I was actually at work, and it's funny because I showed my boss at the time a picture of Nick and Connor, and he's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Why didn't you go?" I said, "I had to work." He says, "Fuck work. You should have went."
Yeah, you don't get too many opportunities like that, man.
I know. So yeah, definitely kicking myself that I missed out on meeting all the guys down there and getting to watch an event live, but it'll happen in the future. So
right, obviously, if him as a co-owner of the BKFC and BKFC being tied in with Ice Wars, if you do what you guys said, what Nick just said, if you two run this heavyweight division, I'm sure you'll be running into him quite a bit actually in the future. And you mentioned Tito. I heard Tito will be at your guys' event on October 10th. So
yeah,
Tito
he's going to
be
be sitting front row taking it in. He said he was a big fan. I was showing him some videos there. We were sitting at the bar together and just kind of explaining the rules and everything to him, and he loved it. He's like, "I'll fucking be there, buddy." So yeah, he'll be there. I think there'll be maybe a couple BKFC fighters there too. I think maybe Mohawk if he's fighting. When's Mohawk's next fight?
Mohawk?
November.
He's on the Michigan card. Yeah, so I think he's going to try and make it down if he can for that fight. And like I said, there might be some other people popping up for that one, but yeah, we've promised, top to bottom, they're going to have 10 great fights for these guys. So we'll get to see our first women's fight, which I'm excited for. I think I can't say too much about where that's going to be in the lineup, but there's talk of that maybe kickstarting the fights off. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be history for them, So yeah, it's just going to be all around a great card for everybody to watch. And, we're looking forward to it.
Listen, you guys got a lot of things going for you, man. You guys are good looking dudes. You know how to finish people off on the ice, and you have good personalities. You were on Shoresy for Christ's sakes. with that, I got to go back to that for a second. What was it like on the set of that show? Because that show is funny as fuck. Like the dialogue is ridiculous on that show. Is it all scripted? Like, is it 100% scripted, or do they go off the cuff a lot on there? Like a lot of the best shows, you know, sometimes they improv and they just say some shit and they feel like, you know what, let's leave that in the show. What was it like on the set there and
So
around with those
being
guys?
Yeah, being on the set, like day one, I dropped my bag in the room and it's like, the Nolans and Marasti and um all the rest of the guys, like it just felt like we were part of a team, right? So it didn't really feel like work. It actually, the only time it felt like work is when we were shooting scenes that we weren't on the ice, right? I had scenes with the girls and stuff like that, but the atmosphere was unbelievable. Everybody was like, so welcoming. Said if I wanted help with lines, they'd help me read lines and stuff. But the what you see is literally the writing from Jared. Like there's some small improv word I'm looking for here.
Yeah, just
Improv, yeah. But yeah, for the most part, that's just his writing. Like it's unbelievable. I don't know how he comes up with half the shit he does, but fuck, does it ever work? Like you guys said, it's a great show. I hadn't even seen it until I got cast on the show for season 3. So I binged the first 2 seasons. They're getting ready for my my first season, and fuck, it was hilarious, man. It just fits. Some of those guys, like Jared himself, obviously has a lot of dialogue to remember. So just watching that unfold when the cameras are rolling, I don't know how he remembers so much shit like that. Like for me, I was cramming lines in my hotel for 3-4 nights in a row just to get him down, but these guys seem to do it so effortlessly. So yeah, it was a great experience, and we shot season 5 earlier this year. It'll be coming out sometime in the winter of 2026. I can't say too much more about that, but yeah, I'll be in that one, and
so
you guys will enjoy that.
back. You'll be back in more than will you have like a more of a role in this one, or are you not allowed to say?
I can't say too much, but
No.
Gorgeous Gord will be back for season 5. That's it. That's all I can tell you.
You gonna bring some fucking crabs this time?
We'll see. Stay tuned, buddy. It's don't miss TV, though. I'll tell you that much. It's going to be one of the best seasons for sure.
He's like, I think I'll take you up on those crabs. You're like, they were lobsters. He's like, well, bring some fucking crabs next time.
Oh yeah, yeah. The dialogue was great with that. We had a lot of fun filming that one.
Oh, and for the audience that's watching this or whoever's going to be listening to this podcast afterwards, Shorzy's on Hulu. And they're pretty short episodes, so you could pretty much binge like an entire season in like 2 hours, right? They're like,
oh yeah,
they're like 18 to 23 minute episodes. So jump on there and see Nick Laporte at work, because he doesn't show up till the 3rd season, but it's fucking hilarious. So good for you getting that opportunity. Will, you're gonna have to memorize some lines and get your ass on that show as well. You have it in.
That'd be a tall order for myself, but we'll see. You never know.
Go get your star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Will. Come on.
Yeah.
That's good shit, man. Hey, guys, thank you for coming on here. We're excited about October 10th. We're not going to be there in person, but I think that Mike and I might eventually get to 1 or 2 of these events. I want you guys to have an event.
If you come to Boston, that'd be great.
Yeah. Come to Boston, get on the ice at the TD Garden, home of the Bruins.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. It's that is on the radar, that one. So
it's in the works.
Has to be, especially because AJ Galante is from up here. There's like a rich history of hockey in the area. I would imagine the freaking Trashers are from Danbury, Connecticut.
Yep.
And it just makes sense for
makes
sense for Ice Wars to be right in our neck of the woods sometime soon, and Mike and I will make it to those events for sure. Before we let you guys go, we didn't talk too much about your opponents, but we did hear that Nick said his opponent doesn't even speak English, and Will, it's just it's a job that you need to get done. There's no bad blood between the two of you. We'll give you each an opportunity to say a few things. Take a minute, shout some people out, send a message to your opponent, or you want send a message to the owners, to the fans of, or to the possible new fans of Ice Wars. Nick, you can have the floor first, say a few things, and then we'll go to Will.
Yeah, just to the fans, we appreciate all the support, and guys like yourself getting us on podcasts. There's a bunch of other guys that have had us on their shows, and just to try and spread awareness to the sport. We appreciate it, and obviously, we're going to do our best to, keep improving this thing and make it a household sport. And yeah, October 10th, make sure you're watching. I don't have much to say to my opponent other than fucking good luck, buddy. You're going to need it. That's it.
Love it. Will, what do you got?
Yeah, so obviously I want to thank all the fans and supporters that we've had along the way too. This thing's already come a long way in this short couple months. Now we're making these huge changes with, bare knuckle, real ice, now NHL venue. So I think the fans are really going to like this event and future events moving forward. So yeah, I just want to say thanks for hanging in there and get ready for some crazy action coming up October. I obviously didn't get to speak much about my opponent, but Mendoza and I have been in talks a little bit. We check in for weights and stuff. We are keeping this one super professional. He's a tough guy. We're both going to go in there and bang. That's our job. And then we'll probably have a couple beers after, but it'll be, mark my words, one of the most entertaining fights you'll watch that night. And there's going to be some absolute bombs. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody doesn't go down in the first round. And I'd also like to shout out my sponsor, boys over at the Beer League broadcast, my one and only sponsor. Appreciate you guys. Thanks for helping me out with my training along the way.
Awesome, man. And I think what you just said is true. Anybody who's seen your first two fights, it's going to be an entertaining fight for sure.
One last thing. One last thing.
There's
been a lot of people of all ages that came out and helped me in the past couple of weeks here. I rented ice in North Bay, and they just helped me with sparring and shit like that. Kind of on short notice. So to all the guys that came out in North Bay, I appreciate you guys, and hope you guys are tuning in October 10th. I'll make sure I put a show on for you.
Hey, before I let you guys go, can you each say happy birthday to Jen? Fuck you, Big Ben. Can you say that? Starting with you, Nick. Can you say happy birthday, Jen? Fuck you, Big Ben.
Happy birthday, Jen. Fuck you, Big Ben.
All right, Will, you go ahead. See how he remembered his lines there? Go ahead,
I can
Will.
remember those ones. Yeah. Happy birthday, Jen. Fuck you, Big Ben.
Yeah. See? All right, boys. Congratulations on your opportunities with the BKFC Ice Wars. Good luck on October 10th. Mike, do you got anything else for the Laporte twins?
Guys, awesome. Thank you. Fuck you, Big Ben. Happy birthday, Jen. Let's go. Just so you guys know, you might have met Large Benjamin at some point. He was at the fights. Yeah. He's a big BKFC fan. He does work for the company, builds the ring, and he's been a massive supporter of our show forever. Yeah. So yeah,
we're just busting.
The guy is awesome. We love to bust his balls at all times. Right? Yeah, what's life without busting some balls, right?
I met him. Me and Mendoza met him when we went down to BKFC 78, and we kind of chopped it up with him for a bit. So yeah, he's a nice guy. So
yeah. He's one of the biggest fans you'll ever meet.
He's a minus 1% owner of this show. Actually.
Yeah, negative 1%. So thank you guys so much for coming on. Listen, love to meet new people like you two, covering a new sport, really. I mean, obviously it's not new for the sport of hockey, but on its own, it's pretty new and it's pretty cool. Thank you for coming on and telling us your story. Love to have you guys back on. Everybody who's watching, make sure you're tuned in, because now it's actually bare knuckle, real ice. Laporte versus Mendoza, and Laporte versus, I'm going to say this wrong, Lafferiere. How do we say his name? Do we know how to say that?
Lafferiere.
See, you guys, I'm from Rhode Island. I say Lafferiere. All right. Make sure you're tuned in. October 10th, Sunrise, Florida. Florida Panthers, man, that's crazy. Unbelievable. That's going to be a crazy event.
Holy jeez, what do you feed those things?
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, boy.
Jeez. Holy shit.
Get me on the ice. Nah, just kidding. I can't. Skates.
Yeah, put the skates on, Kyle. Kyle will wear shoes.
Well, you could probably handle smoke, so there's a fight you want to eat.
Oh, give me Justice Smoke. I got him. I'll take care of him for you, Will.
Let's go. Oh, yeah, that's a fight that needs to happen. Guys, thank you so much. Have a great night. We're going to the fights this week, and then we got your fights coming up afterwards. I cannot wait. What a good October this is. I am just beside myself, I got to tell you. Thank you so much. Have a great night. Everybody else, stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Later, boys. Thank you.
Cheers, gentlemen. Have a great night. Later.
Give me a hell yeah.
Well, hey now, how are you? Yeah, you know, I got to tell you something. I got to delete one of these things. I didn't realize one of these videos is just an overlay and not a video. What the hell is that shit?
That was way dumb.
That was bullshit.
Hey,
What's up,
awesome
people?
dude. Those guys are awesome. I appreciate
What a
the
great,
voice.
yeah.
And you know what? They really worked well. It's really hard, and I don't know. It's tough to do an interview with two different people at the same time.
That
You know what
was
I
good.
mean? We've figured it
do.
out, Mike. We have
I think
figured it
so.
out.
I think so.
We
I
have
think it
figured
worked
it
out
out.
well. We
Yeah.
fingered it out, and we got it to work. It was not just two people; there was four people because I can count, and that was four people on the screen. Yeah, that worked out great. Those guys were awesome. Like I said, I love having new people on the show. The more new people, the better. We hear stories, and that's what makes people want to watch fights. And we kind of talked about that a little bit earlier. Like, I want to know somebody and who they are. And then when you find out who they are, it's like, wow, I want to root for this person. If you like them, you might even just not like them, and then you can root against them. Either way, it gets you into the fight more. It's kind of like fantasy football, right?
Mm-hmm.
I watched football, but I would just watch the Patriots. And then I would watch maybe the Dallas Cowboys are on Fox, right? Later in the day. And that's what I would usually do. But do I care about the Dallas Cowboys? No, I don't care about them at all. I don't like them. Here's the thing. I play fantasy football. Holy shit.
Pay attention to everything.
I got a running back from the Minnesota Vikings. You know what I mean? Like, I got wide receiver from freaking New Orleans Saints. Like, I need to friggin' watch I'm rooting for people I would have never rooted for. Now you hear these stories, and it's like it really gets you into the fights. Like, wow, these twin brothers, they're fighting. I want to see them fight. Oh, they're winning. I just want to see them both keep winning on the same card. Oh, they got beef with this guy. I need to hear from this other dude and see what he thinks too. And now I'm totally invested. I want to see them punch each other in the face.
Dude, I love the numbers he was throwing out. I love the numbers. Nick's like, yeah, well, Laffy's got 576 hockey fights under his belt.
They counted.
I'm like, did you say 500 and what? He's got.
How do you get that far?
Yeah, you are basically fighting every fucking night. Like every time you are in a game, you're fighting somebody. That's what that is right there.
Yeah.
And then I ask him about them two scrapping as brothers growing up, and Will says, yeah, we over the years as brothers, we probably fought 500-600 times. We breaking tables through the windows, breaking doors through the walls. Yeah, anyway, we've done our fair share of fighting, so it's very competitive. Yes, nice, man. And dude, he said Shoresy season 5's coming out. I'll tell you, man, I was laughing a lot at that show. That show is funny as fuck. It is funny. And if you like hockey, the game scenes, the funniest parts of the show to me are on the ice and in the locker rooms. You guys will enjoy it if you haven't seen it.
Real quick, going back to the comments here, we had some new people watching strictly for BKFC Ice Wars, I believe, people who I haven't seen before. Now I see Fight Bet Media's in there. I may have seen that profile before, but we had Hotly 705. Welcome to the show. And we also had a new viewer that said they were here just to see the twins and never saw our show before. I'm trying to find his name in here. Oh, my God.
Johnny December?
Yes, Johnny December. He said that he was here to see the show, never watched it, was tuning in for the twins, needs to support them. Hopefully you like the show. And Hotly had a question here, and she was asking about, I think it's a she. I'm looking at this little tiny picture, so hopefully I'm not wrong. No, it might be a guy. I don't know. It's a little tiny picture, so I apologize. I don't know. Hotly looks like a girl. I'm going to say it's a girl, but maybe not. Each bout shall be at least 3 rounds with a maximum of 5 rounds. Each round shall be no more than 90 seconds in length with 1-minute rest periods between rounds. All amateur bouts will be 1-minute rounds. So there's the answer to how long the rounds are. That I did not see when it was asked. I just saw it now. So there you go. There's the answer to that question.
Well, hey. Before we wrap up tonight, because Mike and I got to go to Jersey tomorrow, and we got to see our my kids don't have school tomorrow, so my kids are still up right now. They're gonna
they doing?
They want to see me before they go to bed because I'm gonna.
School?
I'll see them in the morning too. They got no school. The fucking parents. I mean the professional development. You know what that is? The teacher's
We
gonna
just have too many days off.
things. They're gonna have a couple. I know what these teachers do. They probably go in. They have a couple meetings in the morning, professional development, and then they meet at the bar. They go down to the bar and they freaking have a couple pops, and then they go home.
Couple cocktails.
Go home at 34 o'clock, like they just got home from work. Like, yeah, come on. Big Ben, Nolan should be outside shooting free throws. Nolan has a vertical hoops tournament at Mohegan Sun this weekend. Big tournament. Last time we were there were 3,000 kids there, 17 courts, nuts. But we're heading to New Jersey, Newark, BKFC 82. Lost Frankie Edgar today. Picked up Timmy Mason. He's fighting Jimmy Rivera. That's going to be a good fight. It's a major bummer that we're not going to see Frankie. There were all kinds of rumors of lost fights, and man, we were hearing, Mike and I were hearing like all kinds of rumors, and thank God some of the fights that they were talking about falling off didn't fall off. So we will have Mike Perry and Jeremy Stevens at the top for the King of Violence. We will have co-main event Jessica Borga and Christine Faria for the Queen of Violence.
That's the fight.
That's the fight. You are going to have Timmy Mason and Jimmy Rivera. As far as I know, Caracappa is still on the card, but Daniel Alvarez is off. I had heard that Caracappa was off and Daniel Alvarez is trying. So I don't know what's going on there. Mike, do you know?
What gives? I do not know. I heard that too. Hey, Caracappa is going to be off the card. I heard something about weight.
Yeah.
And then we waited about the weight. We heard about the weight, and then we waited, and now Alvarez is off. So what the hell is going on here?
Yeah.
Too many freaking fights falling off the damn card. It's driving me ballistic.
But for everybody who is diehard, tomorrow at 2 p.m.,
yes,
they're having a press conference. And I think they're going to announce a few things. I think they're going to announce a new fighter. But looking at the fight card here, you got Carl Roberson on this card against, I don't know how to say this guy, Bambosi, but
Bamboozzi.
Yeah, that one's on there. Pat Sullivan is no longer fighting. Who was he fighting before? He was fighting somebody else. He's now fighting Brandon Bushaw. He was fighting Steve O'Morris.
Now he's fighting
Steve
Brandon
O'Morris is
Bushaw.
off. He's fighting Brandon Bushaw, so that one's good. Trezano got De Leon as an opponent, so that's another good fight. This is going to be a good card, so I'm pumped about it. BKFC 82 press conference tomorrow at 2 p.m. Weigh-ins at 7 o'clock on Friday. And if you guys are in the Northeast, the Fan Fest hosted by David Feldman and Conor McGregor is happening at American Whiskey. And Mike and I are going to be there. And I think a lot of other people are going to be there. I think that's going to be a hell of a time. And we're going to make some memories. We're going to make some memories that night, Mike. And then Saturday night is the event where Mike and I will meet Ariel Helwani.
Yes.
Put it out in the ether now. That's going to be
it's going to happen.
It's going to happen. We got to meet Ariel. We got to thank him for inspiring us.
Your life on that for sure. We are going to meet the man. We're going to meet New York Rick. And we're going to have to get a picture with them guys. I was saying to Kyle, number one pitcher. Haven't asked for much here, but after about 5.5 years, I think it's we got to get a nice picture with Helwani, McGregor, and the man himself, Dave Feldman.
Oh, David Feldman.
Oh yeah, I say, yeah, Dave Feldman. We have to get those three. That's a picture that it needs to grace the cover page. You know what I'm saying? The cover
gotta be on the wall back here somewhere.
That is a 100% frameable photo
for sure,
and it's gonna happen.
Hey, if you guys cannot be with us in New Jersey, and a lot of our followers are in Florida, if you're down in Florida and you can get to Tito's Cantina, Mike,
Yes, that's right. I uploaded this last week. Never even brought it up. What a loser.
Dude, our boys, Big Ben, a.k.a. Large
Benjamin.
Benjamin, a.k.a. Jen's husband.
Yep.
Big Ben will be hosting a watch party with Tito Ortiz at Tito's Cantina. And our boy Russ is going to be there too. The BKFC Extreme Fans page is going to be there. So
Yes.
I think Swervo is going to be there.
Oh, I like that.
Dude, get your asses to Tito's Cantina and watch the fights with those boys if you can't watch them with us. You know, why sit on your living? If you're in Florida and you're within an hour of Tito's Cantina, you have no excuse. Why would you sit on your couch?
You're wrong.
Yeah, why would you sit on your couch and watch it on your little living room TV when you could be watching it on fucking 50 TVs with our boys down at Tito's? Oh my God, Mike. Life decisions, you know?
I know. It's wrong. You're totally wrong. My mind is blown even trying to think. I can't even think straight thinking if you are near there and you're not there. You're crazy. Yeah. If I was 3 hours away, I'd be driving there. You nuts? Get over there.
If my old man, my mom and dad were going to be down in Florida, they come up here for the summer. And
why? What is he, nuts?
They were going to be down there, but my mom broke her pelvic bone like a couple weeks ago. So
that does not sound good.
No. So she's in a lot of pain and she has follow-up doctor appointments and shit while she's up here. So she's not going back. So they're not going back till the end of October now. So if they were down there, you know, my mom and dad would be hanging out with Big Ben over there at Tito's and checking out the fights. And with that said, we got to shout these guys out one more time. Full Blast Clothing. They are our main sponsor. Go to fullblastclothing.com. Check out their catalog of options. Buy some stuff. They're very comfortable t-shirts and hoodies. They got hats, all that shit. Go to at Full Blast Clothing on Instagram and give them a follow. Check out Mike's hoodie right there. Hold nothing back.
Oh,
in the ring and in life. Mike, what else do you got for the people?
Full Blast. We got a collab. Mike and Mish Full Blast collab. Oh. Coming correct.
Coming soon, actually.
Coming soon.
You know what? How about this? When that does actually come about, and Mike and I get some Mike and Mish Full Blast collab t-shirts, we'll run some sort of giveaway, right? Where you have to be following us and Full Blast, and you got to take a screenshot proving that you follow the two of us and send them to our Instagram DM. And, you know, wait till the collab comes out. But if you want a shirt, I think we're going to have to run
the instructions out.
We'll run something like that where you guys will, you know, give everybody who needs to be followed, everybody supported, and then get yourself a Mike and Mish Full Blast collab t-shirt. What do you think about that?
Sounds fantastic, and I cannot wait for this shirt.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
I mean, I got an image. I got an image of it, and I don't know if
shirts.
I don't know if we could show it yet, but I'm going to tell you guys, it's a fucking badass shirt. It's awesome, and it's coming soon. Anyways, thank you guys so much. I wish we had those shirts to wear down in New Jersey tomorrow, but we don't, not yet. But Mike and I will be in Jersey. Thank you guys all for coming out tonight and paying attention. Thank you to the Laporte twins for coming on. And make sure you go check them out October 10th after you watch the fights this weekend in New Jersey.
Yes.
Mike, anything else for the peoples?
Let's go, boy.
Shout out, let's go, boy.